Welcome to Module 4. This module, you can see we run from April 1st, if it's loading here, sorry. It'll run from April 1st to April 7th. So we're looking at critical skills, and these are going to be related to functional skills outside of school as well as within, and also study skills. So these are not necessarily the academic skills, but things that will help them access their academic skills in a more efficient way and then also work efficiently in the community. It also looks at transitioning to school, to life outside of school. So if you're teaching at the high school level or even the middle school level, you may be familiar with writing transition IEPs. If not, it's something that is valuable to know, even if you're at the elementary level, because it's something that is important to think about early on in a child's life to help prepare them. So the chapters that you'll be reading are chapter 12, chapter 14, and then chapter 15. And there'll be a table referenced from chapter 12, and then chapter 15 will have an element of your assignment in it. So it will be beneficial to take a look over the discussion and assignments before you read your chapters for the week. There are some supplementary materials mainly related to transition. It can be an overwhelming process to write a transition IEP because there are a lot of new elements within that IEP that don't exist for someone who is younger. So it's important that you have resources available to you. And these are some that I've compiled that I feel are valuable. So the discussion board this week, it looks at the more functional skills and study skills. So specifically self-regulation and determination. And you'll complete a module provided by the Iris Center at Vanderbilt. And it looks at two students and what the teacher could be doing to impact the students' learning. And then you'll reflect on study skills and the value that they hold for students, your experience with them. And you'll also select a study skill from Table 12.8 in your textbook and utilize one study skill when you read chapters 14 and 15 and share what your experience was. You can share that it was not positive. It's interesting to know what does work and what doesn't, and it will probably be different for each of us. So moving on to the assignment, I want to just make sure it's clarified that you have two parts to this assignment, and the first part is it'll be selecting a functional skill to apply to a lesson plan. So you're going to look at a goal and how you can make it functional within the lesson. Okay, so you'll be looking more specifically. So you select an IEP goal, as I said, and you do not need to provide 5 individual lesson plans. So I don't want you to see this and think, oh no, it's not a lesson plan. I just want you to identify 5 ways that you could incorporate a life skill into a lesson plan and just briefly describe it in a paragraph. So if you're having a hard time thinking of what that could be, Table 14.1 in your textbook gives some great examples. So thinking about, for example, money, if you are working with that, that's one that's very simply put into life skill application. But we can do that with so many skills that don't maybe seem to be as clear with some creativity. So then from that list of 5, you can pick one that you would that you would write a lesson plan for, and you will submit this lesson plan. You can use the Charlotte Danielson template. That's provided because that's the template Northwestern utilizes, but it is not required that you use that template. You can use one that you're more comfortable with or you've used in the past if you prefer that. You'll just be responsible for ensuring that it meets the requirements of the assignment. So if you choose a different template, I'd really recommend you view the rubric, although I'd recommend that regardless. So the next assignment then, so there's 2 assignments this week, and the next one is related to transition. So you will look at the transition planning inventory on page 374 and use it with a student who is of an appropriate age to do so. So by law, transition planning is required for the year in which a student turned 16. You can use this planning inventory with someone who is younger than that if you feel it's appropriate. If so, just make sure that you look at the questions. You can definitely modify them as you deem appropriate. Please share their answers and protect their right to confidentiality by using initials or just utilizing their last name or first name, but please do not give me their full name. And then reflect on the answers that they provided. And again, if you have questions about how to find a student to work with, please just email me or message me on the forum and we can clarify how to get that assignment accomplished. As always, the Questions Anyone tab will end the module, and this is a great place to ask questions that you think your peers may also have. So I appreciate any engagement. I appreciate all the questions that have been asked so far and your patience as these videos have had some issues. So I apologize for that. All right, I look forward to another week working with you.